Good morning. Today is day 6 of our Disney Treasure Cruise. Today is a day at sea. We just finished visiting Jamaica yesterday, and tomorrow we have Castaway Cay, but today we're just going to explore more of the ship. I feel like we've already done a lot of the ship activities and a lot of the things that we can do, except of course Senses Spa, which is probably for the wealthy, and also the kids zone because we're not children, and the gym because vacation time. But other than that, I think we've already experienced most of the theaters, most of the restaurants. We haven't checked out the Rose Bar yet, so we're gonna see if we can maybe check that out. We got a brief look at the Scat Cat Cafe yesterday, so that was fun. And we haven't ordered anything from the Skipper Society either, but we have been there a few times as well. But yeah, we have a couple different things scheduled for today. Today's also the Diaper Dash. We don't have any babies, but we're gonna go see if any babies will actually crawl and make it all the way to the finish line, so we have that scheduled. And oh, tonight we have our PALO dinner, so that will be super exciting. This will be our first time ever eating at PALO, given that it is our first ever cruise. So we're really excited for that, and we managed to get it scheduled for a time that we can still go and do the Coco dinner tomorrow. But also today we have Marvel dinner, so today should be a different show at the Marvel dinner, whereas the first day we had a show with the Avengers and Spider-Man was involved and came out to greet everybody. Today is going to be something that is apparently themed to Cosmic Rewind, and I think Groot is going to be a big participant of tonight's dinner. I'm not sure if he'll come out and greet people, but since it will be our first time seeing it, and it's the first time that I think the show has debuted on any of the Disney cruises, and it's going to, like, we didn't want to miss it. So we'll be going to PALO, and then shortly thereafter we'll be going to have dinner at Marvel. I'm not sure how much food we can fit in our system, but we're gonna try, / we might just be there just for the show tonight. So stay tuned. Now, as mentioned, today is a day at sea, which means we will not be making any stops anywhere. Here is a look at our view. As you can see, it is very much a day at sea. We have decided we are going to check out a Star Wars creature challenge in the Disney's Oceaneers Club, which is an area for children. But this is open to all ages, so we're gonna go check it out. It should be about a 30-minute experience. I'll try and film what I can. Not sure that I'll be able to film everything in the case that there are multiple children there, but I'll do my best. And I'm really excited to check out a new area of the ship. Here we are, the Oceaneer Club. Oh, wow. So close to the water. Oh my gosh. Is this Joey's artwork?
It looks like it. Yeah, look at the little Mickey.
This is his for sure. Hiya, goof. This is so pretty too.
I thought there'd be a bar.
What do you mean?
Because they have the Star Wars bar.
Oh, R2 Chewie. So this is considered an open house. Otherwise, it is only open to children. So here we are. Do these do anything? With the baby porg! This is just like the ones at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Onaka Transport Solutions. Very cool. Do these buttons do anything? I think not. Oh! I don't think this was like this before. Security cameras.
Attention all younglings, creatures, and droids. Please report to the cargo bay for instruction and activity. Once again, all younglings, creatures, and droids, please report to the cargo bay. Activities will begin soon.
Welcome. This guide will train you to safely handle the various creatures being transported on board this ship.
Oh, I think that's kind of what our lesson today was. For your first training mission, I will teach you how to track down a creature and use your data pad to identify it.
Use the data pad to search for the creature. Creature located.
Ah! Now what?
Creature to perform a scan. Drag the slider to focus the image.
Here we go.
Tap the button at the correct time to process the data. Species identified. Dogma. Mission complete.
Wow. And just to finish up our tour where we got cut off before we had to do our mission, here's another look at some of the stuff that they have here decoration-wise. Super cool. And here's a little pork and her eggs. Oh, what a cutie.
Now, it hails from the planet of Kowak, but is popping up all over the galaxy. Now, it's known for its shrill laugh, and it's Thank you for proving my point. They're just here to help you with the creature cargo. It's okay, I promise. It's all good. Everyone, this is Rey and Chewbacca, the two resistance members I was telling you about.
Chewie and I were just catching a ride with the creatures.
And as we're exiting out of the Oceaneers Club, you can see all this section is Marvel themed. Now we are headed back up to Marceline Market so we can grab our breakfast, and we will bring it back to the room so we can have breakfast on the balcony as we stare out into the ocean, which was one of the biggest goals that we had on our checklist for this cruise. We are back at Marceline Market. I'll just show you what we got after. So we are back in our room slash balcony. Here's a quick look at some of the stuff we got. We tend to be creatures of habit. We really like the Eggs Benedict, so we got some more of that, some hash browns, eggs. This was a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich, but for some reason mine didn't have eggs, so I had to go get like extra egg, strawberry sauce. Got some whipped cream on the Mickey waffle, also a blueberry pancake, and some syrup. And again, a lot of the same stuff. And then on top of that, we got a little donut, some milk, and a chocolate chip muffin. I got some pog juice, and then we got some Coke. And we are ready to have our breakfast out here on the balcony. Great way to start our day. Okay, so we just got done with breakfast in the balcony, so now we're gonna go look at some babies doing a diaper dash race.
For an incredible event coming in 5 minutes, Jack Jack's Diaper Dash. And we're gonna race it right here for your enjoyment and pleasure, and it starts right now! Race those
exciting. Okay,
Those biceps on Jenica working really great. We're almost there. Just a couple steps away. You can do it all. And now it's time to make us know it. Is it going to be too much? Let's see. What a spot right there.
We are here now at the Rose. Here's a quick glance at the menu. Shall we get the Rose for $52? I don't know. Maybe someday. Not for $52, sir. So we ended up getting the chocolate drink and I ended up getting the sweet rose. They do have a signature drink that was like $52 and is apparently beautiful and will get you like 1,000 likes on the social media, but I wanted something flavorful rather than something that looks nice. And they also brought us these little snacks, more fava beans, and I think he said like candied gummies or something like that. So complimentary for those. I actually really like this drink. It's very nice and sweet and refreshing at the same time. This one, on the other hand, tastes kind of like it has caffeine, kind of like... I've never had an espresso martini, but that's what I imagine it would taste like. We're not big on caffeine like that, so that's a no for us. But this one, I really like, and it's cute. It's purple with like these little coconut shavings on top. Okay, so now we are all done at the Rose and we are headed down to Skipper Society so that we can do a fun Disney trivia. We're not really allowed to film in the trivias for fear of potential cheating, but I'm gonna go show you just a teeny bit around and hopefully we can beat this one trivia for once in our lives. Okay, so now we are here at Skipper Society. Take a look around. And we may be getting something to drink while we're here, just to check it out. Also, look at the carpet. It seems to leave. The top up there is like the top of the skipper boats. Isn't that super cool? That's like the top of the skipper boats as well. Here's a quick look at Crew, the guide to Skipper Society, properly prepared beverages. And if you look on the side on the binding, it says Dr. Albert Falls. Bonus points if you can tell me in the comments who Dr. Albert Falls is. And here's a quick look at some of the drinks. Feel free to pause this if you want to get a better look at what is on the menu. Of course, a lot of these are very themed. We ended up ordering the Piranha Punch. Skipper Sipper looks intriguing just because of the boat mug. Very curious to see what that looks like. But we ended up getting Piranha Punch. And I'm going to be trying the salted caramel tini, which apparently comes with an apple cinnamon waffle.
Dentist office.
Ready? Yes.
Nemo was taken where?
Wow.
When he was taken from the
What was
reef.
that again? A
He was
piranha
taken
punch?
at the, going to the,
Smart.
or into the
In my
restaurant?
basically, yeah.
What about tea
Do you
party
keep the
or the
box?
dentist's office?
We got 16 out of 20. We were on a streak. And then after that, we went on a losing streak, but then we picked it back up. 16 out of 20. And now we are entering the Walt Disney Theater because a Broadway-themed style show of Beauty and the Beast is going to be happening, and it's an hour 15 minutes long. After that, we'll probably go to Wonderland Cinema and check out Mufasa. Now we are back in Sarabi and we are ready to play bingo. This will be our first time ever playing bingo since I was like maybe 5 years old. I think the prize is $30,000, I think. So we're gonna test our luck today, see if we win anything.
Play some bingo today, we make some noise! 073.
Nothing out there yet. We're gonna mark all your numbers. And it's still an O.
We got so close. We had to get a full card for the final prize, which was over $5,000. And now it's time for some quick Coco photos. We didn't win anything in bingo, by the way. So we finished bingo. We took a couple photos with Coco backdrop. Now we're getting dressed again so we can go have our PALO dinner, which is scheduled for 6:30. We'll see if they can squeeze us in at 6. And after that, we have a Marvel dinner. But we're gonna see if between our PALO dinner and our Marvel dinner, we can squeeze in a Broadway-style show, which should include Susan Egan, the voice of Meg from Hercules, and Adam J. Levine, who has been known to perform in Moulin Rouge on Broadway. In the meantime, we are right here kind of letting time pass by, and here's a view at the somewhat of a sunset that we have today. It looks like to get to PALO, we have to pass through the rows. So here is the evening ambiance. You can kind of see the sunset in the back. Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you. You're looking very handsome for our anniversary dinner, my love.
So let's make it memorable. March 27th.
Yeah, it smells delicious.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hi. Buonasera, good evening.
Thank you.
Buonasera, good evening.
Thank you so much. Here we are at our PALO dinner. Anthony says this looks like an egg booth, and we are loving the coziness of it. From what we're seeing, it looks like this might be sort of Beauty and the Beast themed because PALO seems to have a little Cogsworth on the face. Our person who seated us had a little Lumiere pin on his name tag on his jacket. And then this drink menu also has a clock that resembles Cogsworth. So a quick look at some of the drink items.
My eyes are why you started dating me. The yellow sunburst in there, she loves it.
There even is an H2O menu, which I think is ridiculous. Look at all the different kinds of waters and still waters and sparkling waters you can get. This seems a little bizarre. Here's a look at the regular menu. They do have prefix and they also have a la carte.
Wait till you see me with my temper. Nicole as well.
I think we don't want to do what is on the fixed price. I think we want to venture out. So we'll probably be doing a la carte items. Here's a quick look at our drinks. Anthony got the PALO Spritz, and I ordered a glass of the Rosa Regale, it looks like. They will be pouring it in just a second.
Do you enjoy this wine?
I used to.
Used to?
For some reason, my taste buds, they're not enjoying sweet wines anymore.
Okay.
I used to like it, but
Yes.
now I need something more fruity than sweet.
Okay, that makes sense. Your palate has become more wise.
Do you think?
Yeah, hopefully.
Probably. Thank you. One thing that our server was telling us was that this is indeed themed to Beauty and the Beast. It is an Italian restaurant because Italy is actually where the ship was made, And Palo is the only restaurant that you can find on all of the Disney Cruise Line ships. You did have to pass through the roast to get here, and that was done on purpose because it is supposed to be Beauty and the Beast themed. And you can tell that it's Beauty and the Beast themed because the lamp up there is themed to be like Cogsworth's gears. Cogsworth is the clock from Beauty and the Beast. Even the back of the chairs is meant to be like the little hand on the clock. And if you look at the carpet, there are little circles kind of to represent the clock as well. In addition to that, Enchanté is right next door to here. You do have to pass by Rose to get to Palo and Enchanté. Enchanté was added to the treasure as a sister type restaurant to Palo, and it is the French-inspired restaurant. That one is themed to Lumiere. So apparently if we go in there, it'll be more candelabra based, whereas here is all themed to Cogsworth the clock. Okay, so it turns out that they do serve an amuse-bouche here. This is some sort of a potato gnocchi on what?
Fried instead of boiled.
It's been fried instead of boiled, so it will be a little crispy on the outside. I forget what she said the bottom part is, but it sounds and smells delicious. While we wait for our appetizer, we were brought this. This is pizza bread with garlic. This is some sort of Parmesan thing, and I forget what this is. The chef recommends that this be eaten as is. No added Parmesan, no added pepper, no added salt, no nothing. This dish is apparently already made to perfection. So here's a look at my 32-ounce ribeye steak. It said bone in, but it looks like the bone's been removed, and this might be too much food for me.
So a little bit of the red wine reduction that is really nice.
Thank you.
Well. And sir, your Dover sole is cooked with the bones, as I said, so I will debone a table side here for you.
Yeah.
Here it is, exactly the way it's prepared. Now is showtime.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you. So here's Anthony's fish dish. Here is my steak already pre-cut. Our side of mushrooms. She got me a mushroom sauce that came with the amuse-bouche and a red wine type sauce for the steak as well. And we got the cavatappi. We got the mac and cheese. So, bon appetit.
Oh, nice.
There you go. You have more sauce to add if you like, and a vanilla gelato on the side. The first cheese that you have over here is called cacciota al tartufo. This cheese, it is a blend of cow and sheep milk, and it has infusion of black truffles. So it's a dried aged cheese, kind of sharp on the flavor, but you can feel a lot of the truffles as well. The second one is a pecorino toscano. Pecorino is kind of the brother of the Parmigiano Reggiano. So it is also have to be aged at least 24 months before to go out on the market. But the big difference between Parmesan cheese and Pecorino is that Parmesan is made 100% of cow's milk and Pecorino is made 100% of sheep milk.
Interesting.
Yes. And even this word peco, in Italian, is sheep.
Interesting. Thank you.
In the middle here, it's called Santa Geraldino. It is Italian cheese as well. This one specifically comes from the south. It is made also of sheep milk, but you will feel well the difference of a cheese that is younger and an aged cheese.
Okay.
The third one is cacciota al cavallo. It is cow's milk, but it is extra pasteurized, so it is not sharp like a Parmigiano Reggiano because it's not aged for that long and it's not that dry, but you will feel a very nice flavor of it. And last but not least, Capra Verde. Capra Verde is a blue cheese, and it is 100% made of goat milk. So the best way to have this, because it's quite strong, the flavor, is on a piece of bread with a little bit of the honeycomb.
Okay.
Right? In the middle here you have fig marmalade and a date almond cake.
Got it.
Yes. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you?
Thank you.
Yes.
Which one's your favorite?
My favorite is the Sant'Albino in the middle and blue cheese. I could eat blue cheese with honeycomb every day.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'll try it. Yeah, thank you. Our server was kind enough to bring us a little plate that says Happy 10th Anniversary Anthony and Alejandra. So sweet. And in case you were wondering, here are all of the remnants. Souffle is basically gone. Cheese. Well, with that big steak, I wasn't able to finish all of this, but I would if I could. After we asked for the check, they brought us this sorbet, which is supposed to refresh our palate after we've had our dinner. I think it might be a watermelon sorbet with some sort of apple liqueur or something. I forget what it is, but it's a sorbet. Let's enjoy it. So that was our dinner at Palo. Love, what did you think?
That was amazing. That was so good.
Would you recommend?
Yeah.
Would you come back?
Yeah.
What was your favorite dish of today?
That pasta thing.
Yes, that was my favorite as well. And now it's time for our Marvel dinner. We are so late, but we're hoping to still catch part of the show. Here's a look at the menu. They did change it for the second night. This is supposed to be Groot's themed / Guardians of the Galaxy. Trying really hard to maybe talk a little bit over this because they are playing some music from that they like to listen to, like from the ride. So what they've been doing here is they place different trivia questions on the board, and then based on the answer you think is right, you tap the button. We skipped over dinner because we had too much to eat at Palo, but we did end up getting a dessert, and this is a celebration cake.
What are you Terrence looking at, huh? I just got something in my eye. We're gonna find some drops. You all go ahead. Celebrate already.
Now we are done with our second dinner, and we are waiting for the Broadway Star Series to begin because I'm looking forward to seeing Susan Egan again. Ah! And Adam J. Levine too, of course.
That's how you know. That's how you know he's your love. You've got to show her you need her. Don't treat her like a mind reader. Oh, that he's your because he'll wear your favorite color just so he can match your eyes. Plan a private picnic by the fire's glow. Oh, his heart will be yours forever. Something every day will show. That's how you know. That's how you know. That's how you know. That's how you know he's your love. That's how you love her. How do you show her you love her? You got to show her you need her. Don't treat her like a mind reader. How do you show her you love her? That's how you know that you love her. It's not enough to take no one you love for granted.
Broke my arm in the Broadway production of the show Wolves, and I was rushed to the hospital in my blue bell dress, right? New York City Roosevelt Hospital. Nobody even looked twice. It was just an ordinary occurrence like New York. Anyway.
So I auditioned for a cool musical in New York called Moulin Rouge for the first time in 2017. But I didn't get the part then, so hold your applause. It's a long story. No, they kept calling me back in to audition. They said, we really like what you're doing, we just haven't found the right spot for you. So I would go in every 6 months or so, but I would be out of town a lot because Susan and I were producing and creating new shows for Disney. We were traveling the world and I wasn't able to go in. A couple years later, 2020 happened, and I'm not going to get into that. But right after that, they saw me again, and then I went on tour with Disney Princess the Concert. And Susan and I were in Nashville performing at the Grand Ole Opry. It was one of the coolest memories for us. And they called that night and they said, hey, we have a spot for you, but you have to come tomorrow.
How wonderful life is. How wonderful life is. How wonderful life is. For you're in the world. Lead us to a place. Guide us with your grace.
today I think this is a bunny. Cute. Hi friends, this is Future Ale here to give you a quick recap on day 6 of our cruise aboard the Disney Treasure. Day 6 was so much fun even though we did not get off at any 8 ports. We had a lot of fun checking out the Star Wars area for the kids section. We had so much fun checking out the different trivias aboard the ship. We enjoyed our time at the Rose as well, and we definitely enjoyed our time at Skipper doing Disney trivia and having those spectacular drinks. Mine was super sweet. It was a creamy, cinnamony. It just tasted nice and delicious for me. And I really love that it came with that Belgian waffle. We also really enjoyed going to the Walt Disney Theater show because those Broadway-style shows are just amazing. Beauty and the Beast was so good. It did not feel like it was an hour-and-a-half show. It was really, really awesome, and it more closely resembled the live-action movie of Disney's Beauty and the Beast. So that was really cool to see that they incorporated a lot of the same costumes on there. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to film during any of those shows inside of the Walt Disney Theater, so therefore I didn't have any footage for you guys, but definitely recommend if you are on board and if you are a Broadway person especially, and especially also if you really like Beauty and the Beast just as much as I do. Our favorite part of day 6 was eating at PALO. We had heard really good things about PALO, but we had no idea how delicious the food would actually be. We originally had a reservation for day 7, but then we found out that day 7 we had a Coco dinner, so we ended up trying to move it back to day 6. And so day 6, it was going to interfere with our Marvel dinner, but we tried to move it up a little bit earlier. That way we can try and make both. That way we can at least see the show at the Marvel restaurant, because we know that they change it for the different rotational dinings. And so we really wanted to see the second day. So luckily we were a little bit late for it, but we did get to see a good chunk of that show, so we didn't miss anything there. But back to PALO. The food was delicious. It was an experience. The pasta was our favorite. Admittedly, we have been back from our cruise for about 6 months now, and we still daydream about that pasta. We still daydream about PALO. We are not big into alcohol. We're not very big alcohol drinkers, but the wine that they recommended for me was absolutely delicious. Anthony doesn't usually eat fish, but that dish looked great, and he actually ended up really enjoying it. And seeing how the server was removing the bones from the fish, she did a really great job with that too. On top of that, all our waiters are very informative and give us a lot of details about what it is that we're ordering, where the meals come from, what the inspiration for the ship or what the inspiration for the restaurant was. Overall, they are filled with knowledge, and everybody was so friendly. And it took us a while to get through everything. No, I did not finish my whole steak. I wish I could have finished the whole cheese platter. Everything was really, really good. The souffle was good. Definitely recommend. We want to book a cruise again, mainly so we can go back on PALO, because PALO was so great. The rest of the ship was a lot of fun too. Everything was amazing. The shows were amazing. Food was amazing at all of the other restaurants, even the quick service, the Marceline Market. Everything is always really delicious aboard the Disney Treasure, and we had so much fun. Stay tuned for day 7, because day 7 we actually had a lot of fun too, and that was our day at Castaway Cay. It is our first time ever having visited Castaway Cay. We're not very big fans of the beach, but we really enjoyed our time at Castaway Cay. So stay tuned for that. And let us know, have you ever been to Castaway Cay? What did you think about it? Have you eaten at PALO? Do you daydream about PALO as much as I do? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for following along. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did experiencing it. And we'll see you next time for day 7.